In this slide, we will discuss about Indian economy, and yes, this is our topic. But but there will be condition. What will be condition? What will be applied? Means between 1950 to 1990, we will understand about Indian economy. From 1950 to 1990. Okay, between this time, what had happened related to Indian economy? Okay, and now we will understand in details about economy, but in the context of India. So, globalization. A little information about globalization. Let's understand, because this is a small information, but impact of globalization you can see around you whatever means something, a lot of thing has changed in a recently time, that is known as globalization. Okay, globalization. And I am saying in recently time something has changed in our society. Okay, really it happened, so globalization, here we will understand about the definition of globalization. Okay, let's see through definition of globalization what we will understand, what can be understood. Globalization, it is a term is used to describe how trade and technology have made the world into a more connected and interdependent place. So just I was telling you what in your area something has changed more at more level. That is what trade, that is what technology. Related to trade, you can look around you what have changed. Okay, related to technology, today we are using device, different types of a device we are using. Okay, and we can see what improvement in using technology. We are using device, mobile device. So here we are looking information on in a device. All information we look, we search articles in mobile. So a lot of thing we get from device, from mobile. So here this has changed in a recently time. Am I right or not? Obviously, absolutely yes. So here we can understand what have changed, what have happened in our India related to globalization. What happened? Trade has changed, whereas in a technology field has changed, such as a mobile device or mobile device. Yeah, and in a technology field there are being worked in different way, as we can look what related to technology in NASA field. Okay, NASA, as you know, this is our NASA. So whatever are being worked in our country, but there should be related to technology. And today you can see what in job sector AI technology came in just recently time. So what affected, what who are affected by AI, that is said what artificial intelligence. I hope you know about it. So impact of AI, impact of artificial intelligence, you can see impact of intelligence, AI on people, among people. AI, it is related to technology. So gradually, a lot of technology are coming in a nation, among nation, and these are tools who who have made into a more connected and interdependent place. Today we are eating what junk foods. So something food are coming from other what other country, not other country. Then people go in other country, and people goes in other country, and people learn how to cook, okay, how to wear clothes, what to wear, uh, what to wear clothes. So in the context of a cook, let's understand about impact of globalization on people, on people. So people goes to the other country where and after go in other country, people works in their field, whatever he want, whatever he wants to do, to work. So people will work some days, then after some days same people will come in our country, okay. Now we can see what change of same people, what happened, what happened, what changed in people. First of all, I was telling you what in the context of a cook, about related to this, let's we will understand. So here same people will cook in our country, then we will see what the difference between cook of India and cook of other country, okay. So in a such a way, impact of these people will impact on other people. Then in this series, people will learn, if people will interest. And today we see what people wants to learn new thing, okay. Not only some people. I think a lot of people want to learn new thing. So in this case, why not people will learn what people will learn new thing, absolutely will learn, people will learn. Then in this case, this will keep happening, okay. So this is impact, okay, this is impact from other country. People from other country in our country will come, okay. And difference, change of people will change, when who people, foreign people, when foreign people will come in our country, then after spend some days in our country, people will be changed, foreign people will be changed, okay, because of you can say what geographical area, environmental, okay, because of people, what people live, what people eat, what people wear. Because of this reason, foreign, other people from other country can change, okay. But here my point will be always what people will change, but in different ways people will change, such as in eating, in drinking, in wearing clothes, okay. in look, in speaking, these are major change in human when people travel from one place to another place, and when people will use technology, then this technology will help to people in work in their interest. If technology will be related to their work, then today I think so what technology is involved in most of 95% work. Technology is involved in our work. So first of all, in globalization discussion, trade will come. Okay, trade word will come, then technology word will come to define globalization. These are major words to describe globalization. These are major words who can change to people, that can change to people. Okay, now we are going to talk about our topic is Indian economy, that we will understand in between from 1950 to 1990. Okay, between this time we will be understanding about Indian economy, not a political, not a sociology. Means what? Only about it we will understand. Only related to about it we will understand. After the independence, our India, when did get independence? Absolutely, we know 1947. So here we are talking from 1950. Okay, and 1949 our Republic Day is celebrated. Means from 1949 our Republic Day is celebrated. Okay, so absolutely we will talk after the independence of India. Am I right? So after the independence of India, the leaders has had, here word will be had. Okay, word will be had. So our leaders, whoever leaders in our history time. So the leaders had a task, and you can say the leaders had a lot of task for the future of India, because just on this time, on 1947, our India got independence. So here our absolutely work of India, our leaders will have work related to India. Our leaders, you can say our government will decide what about future of India country. So here not only one task, the leaders had only one task. No, the leaders had a task before them. Okay, after the independence of India, the economy future of the nation had to be decided. So how to decide, what to decide, when to decide, why to decide? Okay, this was question the leaders had this type of question, how to decide, what to decide, why to decide. Okay, but here participation of people was compulsory. Without participation of people, I think it will be impossible. If people will be interested in plan of leaders, then balance will be balance. Okay, balance will be balance. Then two side will be balance. So here what interest of people will be compulsory to decide a future for a nation. The economic future of the nation had to be decided. Economy. Okay. Whereas here related to political, society development, leaders had a task related to social development. But in the context of Indian economy we are talking. Okay, in the context of Indian economy, the economic future of the nation had to be decided. They had to decide an economic system which would be most suitable for the nation. Okay, means whatever leader will decide, whatever leader would decide. Okay, whatever leaders would decide for the future of a nation, so it should be suitable for a nation. Means in upcoming time, in upcoming time, this decision of a nation should not be what should not be waste. You can say should not be waste. Means people thought here, people would thought what would be thought what here we would what we would a plan for a nation related to economy. So this plan should work properly without any barrier, and this plan would have what a lot of aims, a lot of improvement among people, a lot of improvement in society, in a nation you can say. Okay, so leaders had to decide an economic system which would be most suitable for all, for the nation. A system had to be devised that would promote the welfare of all. And today we are looking what today government comes in power. So why? To rule. Okay, government can rule on public, but among people should not be violence. Okay, should not be violence. Interest of people should not be violated, that would promote the welfare of all. Okay, this system had to devised. So here whatever our leader would think for the future of a nation, whatever our leaders would plan for the future of a nation, so the plan should promote should what the plan promote the welfare of all, then plan will work. If plan will be related to welfare of all people, then plan will work. Socialism applied the most to the then PM, who were first prime minister, who was the first prime minister of India, our PM Jawaharlal Nehru, as we know. So here socialism appealed the most to the then PM Jawaharlal Nehru. He was not in fear of a socialism followed in the USSR. Okay, means our Jawaharlal Nehru ji was not in favor of a socialism. Here all the means of production, that is all the factories and firms in the country, were owned by the government. Means whatever were production in our country, so was this had owned by the government, not by the private person. There was no private property. Okay, if there was private property, so in this private property, our government why would go in private property? Yeah, in government field there should not be private property. There should be what? Government property. That's why it is said there was no property. There was no private property, because it is related to government. Government owned the production. This was not ideal for India, which was a democracy. From 1947, when our Indian Constitution adopted in our country, then the democracy came into our country. So what Nehru and other leaders decided a plan. They combined the economic system of capitalism and socialism, picking the best of the both. Means here socialism, there should be socialism, whereas there should be economic system of a capitalism in a plan. Okay, economy will be related to socialism, then it will work more comfortable. India would be a socialist society. Okay, in plan this was being discussed. What India would be a socialist society with a strong public sector. Okay, here government would pay attention in society. What are the need of society people of society? Okay, what are the problem in society, people of society? But also with private property and democracy. Means here people should have private property, not government should have private property. Government should have government should have government property. Whereas people have property, then it will be known as private property. And here there should be government property, and other side private property. Private property, which means what? People have a property, that is private property. But here there is one point: government should not have private properties. Then it will not be definition of government. When government will have property, then it will be known as government property. Something there is land, and this is in the under of government, so it will be known as what government property. People would say what this is a government property. Here government will decide in this land what would be made, whereas this land have whereas this land is of a private person. Let's suppose there is one person have a private property. So here obviously absolutely person will work. When person will think about work in their land, then person can do. So here government will not involve in private property, and person will not involve in government property, and this is known as what? Balance between two sides. One side would be government and second side would be public people. If government will involve in private property, then what will be violate private property of a person. And here my point is person should have private property. Okay. They combat the economic system of capitalism and socialism, picking the best of both. India would be a socialist society with a strong public sector. This was in making plan. When our leaders were planning, then our leaders thought what in our plan there should be socialist society. There should be plan related to socialist society with a strong public sector. Public sector, that is known as what? Infrastructure. Infrastructure will be better, then public sector will be better. But also with private property and democracy. Democracy, that is what? Role of democracy in today is high. There is a democracy in a country, then people have rights. People have rights to access education. People have rights to go anywhere in a country. Okay. People can talk among people because of democracy. And all these are mentioned in democracy of a constitution. Here only I am telling you. Okay. So whatever would be planned related to socialist society with a strong public sector, so there should not be any type of a barrier. And this and here we are people thought we are planning for economy. So here private property should be involved and democracy should be involved. So role of a private property in our plan would be involved, whereas a democracy will be involved in economy, where people could talk. Okay. The government would plan for the economy, means after 5 years whoever would be government of a nation, of our nation. So here government will be responsible for a nation till 5 years. So here in the next 5 years our government would plan for a nation for welfare of all. Who will plan? Who would plan? Our government. Our government would think, and that's why government goes to the parliament to make plus to take decision, to argument on issue of people. The private sector would be encouraged. Here private sector and public sector, there are two sectors, that are what, private sector and public sector. And about public sector and private sector, we had discussed multiple times. So private sector, that is private sector, materials that are owned by the private person, private organization. Whereas in public sector, materials services are provided by the government, such as defense, railways. Okay, railways, these are under of government, that is known as government property. So government will provide to their service to public, whereas private sector would provide to their service. So here what are the difference? Here public would think about profit, about making profit, whereas government would think about welfare to all people. Okay, government would think about welfare for all people. So here there would be both sector, that are what, one side public and one side private. So private would pay tax. Okay, private would pay tax to government to work in a nation. Okay, so from here till here we are clear. In the next slide, let's see what happens, whatever will come, we will discuss in details. Apart from this, we will understand with the full information whatever will be given. Let's continue it. We were discussing in previous slide about globalization, about independence, about the points after the independence of India. Okay, what was the situation of Indian economy after the independence of India country? So here there are three questions to ask. Okay, what goods and services? I hope already you know about goods and services. So here I want to repeat about definition of goods and services. Goods, which means that is known as another word, what, product. This is product. We can touch to materials, we can touch something, we can see in physical form, that will be known as what, goods. Whereas a service definition of a service is opposite. How? Service, which means to provide service. Suppose I am teaching you, so here I am not providing any type of a product. You can say, not I am providing, through help of a product I am teaching you. So here main point is to provide. Okay, to provide product. Here our shopkeeper provides what, product, whereas here I am not providing any type of product. Here I am providing teaching service, that is known as service. So there are different ways there are service. Okay, such as teaching, doctor, engineering, lawyer. These are what, service. What goods and services should be produced in the country? Answer will be yes. Without goods and services, I think economy will not be grow. GDP will be in decrease. So goods and services should be produced, goods and services should be imported, goods and services should be exported. Okay, but here in a nation, in our self nation, we will more import, then our GDP will be more increase. If import will be decrease, then how will economy increase? No, there will be impossible. So import of goods and services should be imported in a nation. Then export. Okay. Next question is, how should the, if answer of this will be yes, then how should the goods and services be produced? Okay, how? There would be what? There would be manufacturing through goods and services can be produced. Okay, can be produced. So how? There are three sectors from which goods and services can be produced. Should producers use more human labor and more capital machines for producing things? Yes. Without human labor and without capitals that are machines, without these to be produced goods and services will be impossible. Okay, so obviously producers should use more human labor as much as possible, and more capital machines for producing things. How should the goods and services be distributed among people? Through permission of a government, goods and services can be distributed among people. Okay, there are multiple ways to distribute goods and services among people. About distributing among people, this is not worry point. Okay, this is not worry point. An economic system. This was our question. Through this question we can understand what about goods and services should be produced in the country. If goods and services would not be produced in the country, then what will happen? I would say here GDP will be decreased, growth of economy will be decreased. Am I right? Will be decrease. Whereas how should the goods and services be produced? There are multiple ways to produce goods and services: through manufacturing, through human labors, through help of human labors, through help of capitals can be produced. Goods and services can be produced. And whereas to distribute among people, so here there will be different way. In different way, goods and services can be distributed among people. An economic system is a mechanism, is a system with the help of which government plans services, resources and commodities across the country. Means whatever government plans to public for a nation, so this process will be known as economic system. Okay, economic system. In our country, government runs. In our country, in a nation, services are produced, services are sold, products are produced, products are sold, resources are used to make profit to economy, to GDP. People are working for earning. So earning point are calculated in GDP. That these are what? These are process, these are mechanism, these are system. And in other word, in suitable word, that is said what? Economic system. Economic system manage elements of production combining wealth, labor, physical resource and business people. These are elements our economic system manage. Okay, what is capital economy? What is capital economy? In a capitalist economy, our leaders thought what there would be capitalist economy. There would be capitalist economy. And today we are looking in a capitalist economy. The products manufactured, whatever products are provided, whatever products are produced. So that is said products manufactured are divided among people not according to what they want, but on the basis of purchasing power. Okay, purchasing power means here according to people, products are not divided among people on the basis of purchasing power. What are purchasing power? Okay, this is a point to understand. Means here, if there is one product. Okay, I am telling you through one example. There is one product and there is one type of a product. Okay, peoples are purchasing this product, and demand, you can say demand is high. Okay, demand is high, whereas the supply is low. So here purchasing power will be high. There will be applied what purchasing power. Here this same material, price of this same material will be high when supply will be low and demand will be high. Then people will think about purchasing of the same material. Okay, so here materials are being provided through purchasing power. What are purchasing power among people? Okay, which is availability to buy. Yeah, here you can see, which will tell us the capacity to purchase among people, to buy products and services. What have people capacity to purchase anything product? So our purchasing power tells us. If our purchasing power will be low, then absolutely people will demand high, and gradually, slowly, supply will be low. So through purchasing power can be found out what the capacity to buy products and services of a man, of peoples. This means that an individual needs to have the money. If individual person will have money, whatever is price of a product is 100%. If individual will have easily, if individual will have 100 rupees, will have available 100 rupees easily, then individual person can purchase. Okay, this means that an individual needs to have the money with him buy the goods and services. So prices of a materials of a material not will be high. Okay, not will not be high more. Okay, the most. If prices of a material will be high, more high, the most, then who will purchase the material? Who will purchase? Not. So according to purchasing power, price of a material will not be low, the most, and will not be high the most. So these are found out according to purchasing power of a man. In a market, we see what demand of a material, supply of a material. Demand of a material if is high, then supply slowly will be low. Then after some time, this same material, price of the same material will be high because of demand and supply. What is a socialist economy? Okay, next is question is what is a socialist economy? The economic system acknowledges the three inquiries in a different way. The three questions, the three inquiries in a different way. So let's see the three inquiries. In a socialist society, capitalist economy, we discussed. In a socialist society, the government determines what products are to be manufactured in accordance with the requirements of the society. Need of the society. In a socialist society, government will determine, means how many products are to be manufactured. So according to need of a society, this will be considered. Okay, means about manufacturing of a product will be considered by the requirement of the society. If a material which is a requirement of the society is high, then our government will say what, okay, we are ready to manufacture, to produce a product what are needed in a society. So here there are main points. Okay, there is main points in a socialist society where our government will determine the according of the requirement of the society. Requirement of the society will be high, will be more. Then government will think what now this is a time, this will be right to manufacture products. Okay, products are manufactured. So by the according the requirement of the society, that's why products will be manufactured because of the requirement of the society. From here till here we are clear. Apart from this, let's understand in the next slide whatever will come apart from this. We will understand in details. We will discuss in details. Let's see in slide. Let's continue it. We were discussing in previous slide about about socialist society. So it is believed that the government understands. So according to in previous slide we understood what according to need of the society, there will be considered about manufacturing of products. Then here government will determine, government will think, government can decide, when government will realize what in society need what are need of a society people, then government will be able to produce materials to produce product. Okay, so it is believed, now we are continue, it is believed that the government understands what is appropriate for the citizens of the nation, of the country. So here government understand, government, why are governments in a country, in a nation? Because of this work. Okay, government will determine the need of the society, the need of the nation, and the need of a individual person. Government will be able to understand about need of a public. So it is believed that the government understand what is appropriate for the citizens of the country. Therefore, the passions of individual buyers are not given much attention. Okay, therefore the passions of individual buyers are not given much attention, because here government are working, work are being worked by the government. Then why people will look for the for individual buyers? Government don't, the passions are not given much attention by both person, whether they are government or a person. So here this person will be will be self to themselves. Okay, so passions of individual buyers are not given much attention by the public, you can say by the people will go to purchase from individual buyers, who will go, and here government here what materials resources are provided by the government department. Then why people will go, why will people go to individual buyers? Why? There are feel of need of the people. Then why will people will go to individual buyers? Not, it will be not compulsory for a person to go individual buyers. That's why individual buyers are not given much attention by person, by public. The government concludes how products are to be created, and how the product should be disposed. Here government after they observe of need of the society people, after the what is appreciate for the citizen in the regarding of what, in the regarding of producing resources, government concludes what, the government concludes how products are to be created. Okay, and how the product should be disposed. After they concluding, this should be this would be done, will be done. A socialist system does not have a separate state, because everything is controlled by the government. So here there will not have separate state. Reason is everything will be controlled by the government. Then how will A socialist system have a separate state. There will be impossible, because of everything will be controlled by the government. Then how will this be possible? What is mixed economy? Apart from this, let's understand about this. What is mixed economy? Mixed word is coming. That means what? About two things. You are right. We are right. Mixed economy means which will be meaning of this. What meaning of a mixed economic and society? One side is in one side is economy, and in another side is socialist. This two will be better, then third automatic will be better. Mixed economic system have characteristics. Mixed economic system have characteristics of both the command and the market economic system. For this purpose, mixed economic system are also known as dual economic system. Mixed. When we say what a mixed, so in other word, this is known as dual economic system. That are what? Two sides. That are two things. That will be two things. However, there is no Sanseria method to determine a mixed system. There is a Sanseria method to determine a economic system, a socialist system, but not a mixed system. For Indian mixed economy, the government would plan for the economy with the private sector being encouraged to be part of the plan. Means for Indian mixed economy today and from independence, from first 5-year plan, our government is what? Our government was mixed Indian economy, and today this is mixed Indian economy. For Indian and today in this context, India is known as Indian mixed economy. Okay. For Indian mixed economy, the government would plan for the economy with the private being encouraged to be part of the plan. Means here our government is planning for the economy, then government will involve the private sector being encouraged. Okay, without any force to private sector. So government will involve about private and okay, clear. The era of 5-year plans had begun. Okay, from 5-year plans, our Indian mixed economy adopted in planning. The era of 5-year plans had begun. Okay, and today this is not today. Niti Aayog, like this, it is said. So this is not our topic. In short, about it we understand. Okay, the goal of a 5-year plans means goal of what was what had the goals plan goals. So the goals of 5-year plans, let's understand what are goals of 5-year plans. First of all, goals was what? To growth, to modernization, to self-reliance, to treatment equality. Equality and equity, there are huge difference. So about it in a special topic we will understand equality and equality. There will be difference. What there will be main difference, that is what justice. If justice is getting to people, then okay. So when equality and equity will come, then we will understand. So this was our what, this was our goals in 5-year plan. Whenever a 5-year plan are made, are decided, so these goals should be involved in 5-year plan. Then 5-year plan will work properly, comfortable. Each plan had a different priority. The resources were limited. Within limited resource, 5-year plan will be worked, then it will be better without wasting any resources. Whatever we have resource, through resources can be India can be developed by resources. The resources were limited. The plan was fair and equal for all. In this plan, there was no inequality, there was no unfair. Okay, this plan was fair, this plan is fair, and this plan is made as fair, with fair. And in this plan are included what, equal word for all. There will be obeyed by persons. In the next slide, about growth, that is what, goal of a 5-year plans. So about growth we will be understanding in the next slide. From here till here, I hope we are clear. Apart from this, we will understand in details in the next slide. We will discuss with the full information. Let's see in this is next slide. Okay, in the next slide we will understand about growth, about the growth. Let's continue it. Growth, that is what, goal of a 5-year plan. Am I right? Yeah, in previous slide we discussed about the goals of 5-year plan. This is this is goal this is a goal of a 5-year plan. Let's understand about it. It refers to an increase in the country's capacity to produce the output of goods and services within the country. Are you getting? Means growth will refer, growth is defined to an increase. If capacity to produce is increasing, so it will show us what, growth. And normally we know what meaning of growth. Growth means what, development. Something is going on, something is what is in activities. So here there will be growth, there will be increase, output, that is known as, in other word, result. When we get a result, okay, and let's suppose through example, let's understand. In our society there is a problem in our society, what, in the regarding of road. So road, in the road their need of repairment. Am I right? Here government will take decision on this issue. government's department, you can say, will take a decision on this road issue. And now after the working what road road will be fine, will be better, then we say what growth. It is a normal, you can say, and this is the meaning of low intensity of growth. Okay, am I right? So let's understand what proper meaning of growth. Our GDP, as you see in a report, in a news, if in GDP there is in GDP is increasing, so it will show us what growth point. People would say what, yeah, now in our country there are produced materials more, that's why GDP is increasing. Okay, in our country people are working as a asset of a nation, that's why our GDP is increasing. So these are processes that show us what growth. So growth are defined in different field, in different category, but here our category is economy. In economy it is defined through this we can understand, and this will be better to understand through GDP example. As just I was telling you, in GDP field there is increasing, so it will show us what behind growth of behind growth means when does GDP growth? When something has improvement, something have improvement. Okay, people are working in a country, that will show us increasing GDP. People is becoming wealth, peoples are becoming asset for a nation. Peoples are becoming physical capital. Okay, physical capital. It refers to an increase in the country's capacity to produce the output of goods and services within the country. Just we were making understand about through example of a GDP, and this is better. How? Because this is getting defined about GDP. You can say, okay. So capacity to produce the output of goods and services within the country are being done. So it will show us growth. Let's understand about growth in details. It implies either a large stock of productive capital or a large size of supporting service like transport and banking, or an increase in the efficiency of productive capital and services. So from here, about this sentence, let's understand in details. It is saying what there are services. Through services we can understand. In these services there are being worked as productive capital. If this productive capital are increasing, that will show us growth point. So in goal of a 5-year plan, this transport banking productivity of this transport banking will increase with efficiency. Then we can say there is becoming what? Growth. There is a getting growth. Okay, clear? Increase in GDP is a general measure of growth. Here you can see GDP word, that is what gross domestic product. About it we will understand in details when especially about this topic will come, then we can understand. So little information of GDP we will understand in this slide. Increase in GDP is a general measure of growth. Means if we understand about growth pointing in GDP, then it will be general understanding. Okay, GDP show us what growth. Yeah. So in this service are being improvement, that GDP, then GDP will increase. The GDP of a country is derived from the different sectors of the economy, namely the agriculture sector, that is known as what that is known as, in other word, primary sector. Second is the industrial sector, that is known as in other word secondary sector, industrial sector. This is the industrial sector, and the service sector, that is known as in other word tertiary sector. So in these sectors GDP of a country is derived, is considered. Okay, and people will be when people will be asset when in this sector will work. And today we can see people are working as a product, as a producing product. Peoples are working as a producing service, both. And today people are earning money, so in two waves. One side maybe what through producing products, people are working what are earning money. In other side people are working as a producing service. Okay. Modernization. To increase the production of goods and services, the producer have to adopt new technology. And in any field, if we look, then new technology is coming, then it will be better to accept, to adopt, because new technology will help us to work comfortable with efficiency, and this will new technology will not hurt us. Okay, this will be better, I think so. So some person wanted to increase to their work, then it will be better, and it is a way to increase our productivity. The adoption of new technology is called modernization. If we want to understand definition of modernization, meaning of modernization, so there can be understood how. Means when new technology will come and person will accept new technology and will apply on new technology, then in their field there will be change. You can say in their work there will be change, there will be increase in the regarding of a productive. Okay, so when people are not working as a present time, then it will not be known as modernization. Meaning of modernization is what? To work as need in present time. Okay, what are need in present time? According to need in present time, it will be known as, it will be definition of modernization. According to time. Update word are used to describe modernization, and it is right. it is right way to define the modernization. Yeah, people would to be people would be to be update, you can say. Okay, if people will accept new technology, that will be what update. People are updating to themselves the adoption. Okay, till here we are clear. Apart from this, let's understand about modernization. However, modernization does not refer only to the use of new technology but also to change in social outlook. Okay, in social outlook, because people is living in their society wherever people are. So a work of modernization does not work only to the use of new technology, but here our new technology can help to change in social outlook, such as a recognition that women should have the same rights as men. Okay, and this is point about equality between two person, you can say. Okay, technology work better than government, you can compare in today time. Okay, in today time you can compare, you can say. So self-reliance means what? Depend on ourselves, depend on myself. You are depend on other people, then you are not self-reliance. Okay, means here you are depend on yourself, there will be said what? Self-reliance. You are self-reliance. A nation can promote economic growth and modernization by using its own resource. Means whatever nation have resource, by their resource nation can promote economic growth and modernization by using its own resources or by using resources imported from other nations. Okay, so here nation doesn't need to depend on other nation. Here nation can work through their service, through their resources. Here nation can import in their way. Okay, and if a nation are getting import from other nation, but here there will be used, then it will be better through using resources imported from other nation. After use of this resource can be made what? Our resource for selling, you can say. The first 7 5-year plans gave importance to self-reliance. Means in first 7 5-year plans, this self-reliance point was added, and between 7 to 5-year plans, importance of 5-year plans gave to people importance to self-reliance, which means avoiding imports. Okay, here peoples are using services from other country, but more, then it will be wrong, it will not be better. After importing from other, after use of import material, there will be produced other products to sell, and in their country will be exported more. then the imported, then it will be more compulsory, it will be more important. Importing, to import, okay, it is compulsory, but in a limited will be compulsory. Clear? Equity. Now you are looking especially about equity, we will be understanding in next slide. I was telling you, when this word came in our slide, then I was telling you what, when especially about it will come, then we will understand in details. And now it's a time to understand about equity word. So from here till here, I hope we are clear. Okay, apart from this, let's understand in next slide whatever will come, then we will discuss with the full information. Next slide 2. In this slide, let's understand about equity, not equality. It will link with equality. Let's understand without time waste. Equity, it is important to ensure that the benefits of economic reach the poor sections as well, instead of being enjoyed only by the rich. Means here economic, here this equity will ensure, okay, it will be important to ensure, means through equity and through equality we can understand who are getting what justice through through compare equity and quality we can understand. Okay, so here to ensure that benefits of economic reach the poor section, it will be more important to poor sections. Equality means you can say policies are made, okay, policies are made to people, okay, and these policies will be obeyed by all person, such as rich persons, poor person. Whereas here in the other side, our governments work for poor section, especially for poor section. For example, our government, for example, something resources are distributed among poor sections by the government. So this is so what equity, okay, because already, and now you would say what your question would be what there would be your question what only especially poor section. Why? Because here already rich people, you can say rich people can access to that resources that are distributed, that will be distributed among poor section. So here rich sections can access to that resources, that's why. So here to equal our government will work in such a way. It is important to ensure that the benefits of economic reach the poor section as well, instead of being enjoyed only by the rich. Here, if without equity will run the nation, then here in high number you can say, in such a way rich people will enjoy more with resources, okay, rather than a poor section. So here both sections should get justice equally, okay. And here government, you can say government will be responsible in such a way work. Okay, so in addition to growth, modernization and self-reliance, equity will be also important for a nation, you can say. for making a plan, a 5-year plan will be important. Okay, so we understood in previous slide about growth, about modernization, about self-reliance, and now we are understanding about equity. So these are defined about this word. Okay, and you can understand importance of these, importance of growth, importance of modernization, importance of self-reliance, importance of equality, how are importance. Okay, so all these are goals, all this was goal for a 5-year plan, you can say. Next is agriculture. About agriculture, let's understand. India did not experience, you can say, didn't have not, India had not experienced, India did not experience any agriculture growth during the colonial period. During the colonial period, India did not experience any agriculture. Hence, it was the responsibility of the leaders of the country to develop the nation. And then here you can see the Green Revolution came. The Green Revolution came. It helped to people, to government the most. Okay, the most. That's why India was known as agriculture sector. Okay, and today also, in today time, India is known as what, agrarian economy, you can say, agriculture sector. So in the context of agriculture, if we say, then first of all, during the in colonial period, India did not experience any agriculture. First time, any person, now suppose you are going to work in new field, then in first time you will not have experience of this same in your field. In new field you will not have what experience. You have to make experience. Through timing, you can say, through working. After a long time, we have experience in a particular field. Hence, it was the responsibility of the leaders of the country to develop the nation. So this was main major resource, you can say. This agriculture, this Green Revolution helped to develop the nation, to develop our nation. The Green Revolution is a term used for rapid increase in wheat and rice yields. And today, in each house in our country, wheat and rice are used more. And in the period of Green Revolution, the Green Revolution, in this agriculture food has increased more, and that's why the Green Revolution used to so rapid increase. The movement of the Green Revolution was a great success, and this movement of the Green Revolution had changed the country's status, the India country's status from a food deficient economy, because before this coming Green Revolution, our India had food deficient economy. But after this coming, now you can say what world's leading agriculture nation. Means our nation faced two to agriculture food. Okay. The Green Revolution started in 1967, not just after independence of a nation. No, after few years, after for long time. The Green Revolution started in 1967, and this was continued till 1978. Okay, what is market surplus? Surplus is defined in a normal word when we have let's suppose in simple example we can understand about surplus. You have 75 rupees and you spend you can say you spend 25 rupees, and now after need, after satisfied, now you have how many 50 rupees. So this is your surplus. After need, after satisfied, whatever person will have money, will have materials, that material will be known as surplus material. Okay, well, in this context, let's understand about surplus. In the context of market surplus, understand. This means market surplus, which means that the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded. Means here what demand of quantity will be low. Okay, and here supply will be greater. And today we see what demand is low in market, but supply of a material is high. Okay, is high, and people purchase more supplied material. Okay, so here we can understand, if in a market material demand of material will be high, but whereas supply of the same material will be low, then price will be high, will be increased. Okay, whereas here there are more materials, then demand will be low after some time, you can say after some time, and people will purchase, but material will be waste. Okay, that are wasted material, waste material. Some producers will not be able to sell all their goods in such a situation. Yeah, today we see in our market, in your market, what there is a type of material. Suppose a tomato, you can say, let's suppose tomato, you can say. One day in our society, in our market, there was more tomato, you can say, more tomato in a country, in market economy, in our market. So price of the tomato will be low, you can say, will be low, not more low, but maximum. So here when supply will be more, then price of the tomato will be low, so that people could purchase more the tomato material, and here producer will be profit, producer will have profit. Okay, rather than waste to their material. Any person don't want to waste materials to their materials, want to do, yeah. Okay, some producers will not be able to sell all their goods in such a situation. This was the situation in India after the Green Revolution. When Green Revolution had come, Then in our country, rice material and wheat were more at more level. Then our government thought, what now we need to create, now we need to build a stock market, a buffer stock, where this surplus material could be done, could be kept. Okay, so after surplus, after need, after satisfied, whatever India in India country had materials such as rice, wheat, so our government kept those materials in where buffer stock, you can say, and in their stock. Okay, in government stocks, in government's stock. The Green Revolution enabled the government to procure a sufficient amount of food grains to build a stock that could be used in times of food shortage. When food shortage will come, then through surplus materials can be fighted from food shortage. That's why government keeps what surplus material in their stock, so that procured material through procured material could be fight from food shortage in a natural disaster. So from procured material could be fight. And here our government helps to poor section. Our government provides what food materials to poor sections. A person who will have a ration cards, you can say ration shop, then person will get rations from near ration shops. Okay, government provide. So here FCI, Food Corporation of India. So Food Corporation of India of a government will go to farmer, will purchase from farmer material, surplus material. And now it's a time to understand about public and private sectors in India industrial development. And this will be an interesting point to understand about public and private sectors. Let's see in the next slide. I hope from here till here we are clear, and let's see in the next slide whatever will come, then we will discuss in details. This is last slide. In the last slide we will be understanding about private sector and about public sector, and with this we will understand about the difference between public sector and private sector. Let's continue it. The public sector consists of a business that are owned and controlled. So it is a simple meaning of what assets, services that will be controlled by the government. In hand of a government, whatever are assets, resources in hand of a government, these assets, these resources, these services will be controlled by government. Government will provide when government will think. So these are resources are provided to welfare to public. Okay, the public sector consists of a business that are owned and controlled by the government of a country. These organizations include government agency, state-owned enterprises, municipalities, local government authorities, and other public service institutions. So by this person will be provided with resources to public. So these authorities, these organization, these institutions, this department person work for welfare to public. And you can say this type of a person work in a nation. Not only government will work, government will take a decision in national issue, you can say, in a national issue, in state matter, in state affairs. So state government will take decision. Okay, will provide resources. So this government are with connection in this organization. It generally focuses on providing goods and services to the general public at relatively cheaper rates than the private companies. Private company will what is price? What are price in private companies in private sector? It doesn't matter. But our government will provide cheaper price than the price of a private. Then it will be hint of a government work. Okay, so its main aim is to ensure the welfare of the general public within a country. So here aim of these authorities, this government, are not to getting profit. Aim, you can say, work of these authorities, this organization, is to provide service, to provide welfare to all people. In other side, if we talk about the private sector, then explain of private sector will be opposite as compared to public sector. So there are huge difference in this matter. There are no doubt, there is no doubt. Okay, the public sector, the private sector, the private sector enterprises are owned and controlled and managed either by individuals or business entities who will be ownership of their products. So by themselves will be controlled services. It can be a smaller scale, it can be medium scale, it can be larger scale organization. Okay, and the importance of a private sector is more in a country. And about private sector were mentioned in constitution, in economy. There is no doubt, that is, there is no doubt. So we can't measure what we can't observe what private sector will be a smaller scale, will be medium scale. We can't observe. Private sector can work at a small scale. Some private people can work at middle scale. And today this is three type of a scale we are looking in our area. These get formed to earn a profit from their business operation. Aim of private sector is getting more profit. This is aim. Whereas in public sector, if we look, then government work of a government will be to provide what welfare, not to get more profit. Okay, this okay till here we are clear. They also focus on taking care of the needs of their customers to survive in the long run. Today you can understand by businessman person who are at a higher level, who are at a small level, who are at middle level. So through that person we can understand, practically we can understand. So here this sentence is saying what they also focus, means businessman person focus on taking care of the needs of their customers. What are needs of customers? What are needs of their customers? So this businessman focus especially, so that in long term, for a long term, their business could run. Okay, so there are main point are considered more when it is defined. These are defined, and that's all from here till here.